Hi class, this is going to be a demo on our Gray World project, but some of the steps that you have to do, I want you to do thumbnails, do a full-size sketch, transfer your sketch to illustration board, pre-mix 4 values of the different grays. I think it's okay to use the white of the board as white in your image. Also show that you can use tape, ruling pen, and a steady freehand. And this part is required. Show a 5-step grayscale in your artwork. That's important. I really want to see that in there. Okay, so I would get organized, get all your stuff together. Definitely use the tape at the very beginning. In the middle stages, you could use the ruling pen. And after that, I think you're going to have to resort to using like just a freehand, steady hand. Because that tape does not work very well on painted areas that are already dry. Sometimes it gets sticky. I would go ahead and pre-mix all this, your paints, get a range of values like how we did the grayscale. And you're going to probably need to mix more than what I have right here. So when you mix it, sometimes it's a good idea to save it and put it in a little container. And that way that you don't have to go back and remix and remix and remix and just waste time like that. Okay, so I've painted some of the areas. Also, you can use a ruling pen, but don't forget, when you use a ruling pen, it won't work if it's really thick. So you need to dilute it to make it like watercolor. And then go ahead and load it up. And then it's working. I'll paint a couple more lines. One more, then I'll stop it. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I used a rolling pin in several areas. And now I could take the opaque mixture and just fill in the shapes. Almost like working in a coloring book. Staying inside the lines. Staying inside the lines. You might have to use several types of brushes to do this, like a small brush and a bigger, brush. That's normal. Okay, so I'm going to stop it. Okay, I'm back. So you can see that I continued on filling in some of the shapes. This is going to be like the light value. And I'm going to proceed to the next value, which is going to be this guy right here. So I'm going to add, this is going to be fairly opaque, like painting a swatch. And remember how I mentioned that sometimes the tape that doesn't work so well on previously painted areas. So sometimes you're going to have to resort to doing things in freehand. Freehand is okay. Just be as neat as possible. So I have an area there. I marked a couple of them with an X. So I'm going to go ahead and paint them. And unfortunately, my hand is probably going to get in the way. But then I'll do my best to show you what I'm doing. So I'm freehanding it. See, there's one right there, okay? There's going to be let's see, another one down here. I think what really works well is a steady hand and a small pointed brush. Bring out the smallest one that you have. That small brush is going to be your best friend on this project. Some of them, while you're at it, I mean, if you just want to fill it in at the same time, just go ahead and do that. And then, let's see, I wanted to paint one more. Oh, this guy right here. So I'm just doing the outline. I'm going fast. You probably have to slow down. And if you have any leftover paints, don't throw them away because you might be able to use them as for touch-ups at the end. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I laid in some more values right here, like this area and that area, and all that was done freehand. And I'm now going to proceed to the next value, which is going to be this guy right here. And actually, it was getting kind of dry, so I better add some water to it. Added a little water to it. Now, I'm going to freehand this one too. So, the reason why I'm freehanding is because sometimes it's just easier to deal with the paint when it comes in contact with other painted areas. Because if you put the tape on, the removal tape on top of a dried area, sometimes it works fine, and sometimes it leaves like a sticky residue that we don't like. It's hard to predict. I don't even know why it happens. If you're going to use tape on a previously painted area, do it in a small area. Just test it out to see if it's going to work out for you. And if it works out for you, then great. If it doesn't, then you just did it in a small area, so you don't have to, chances are it's not going to cause any real damage. And working in these stages makes the whole process of doing this project more efficient. And let's see, I'll paint one more. I'll do one more and then I'll stop it. Boy, the squash is beautiful. I love the opacity, the matte finish of it. It's so slick. It's almost like silk screening. Okay, I think I'm going to stop this for the time being. Okay, I'm back. And so you can see that I painted in some more values, and I pretty much did all of it freehand. And now I'm going to proceed to my black stage. And I think I'm going to do it all freehand as well. I'll paint a couple for you. And maybe this area right here. Actually, I marked off with X's the different areas that I want to hit so that I don't confuse myself. Because it does get a little complicated. And one thing I noticed, it's hard for me to paint without being able to move or rotate my artwork. But I would recommend for you folks that you go ahead and move your board around so that you could get your brushes at the right angle that you want to paint with. I can't do that with these demos because I need to keep my artwork stationary for the camera. But I have to admit, it is sort of a pain. So let me finish this guy off. Finish this guy off and then I'll stop it. Man, I really love this gouache paint. This gouache is so opaque. So opaque and pretty slick. So let me just finish this little section. And then once I do that, I'll stop filming for a second and then come back to you guys. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, I painted in some of the black, and I had to do all of this freehand because it was just too much, too many shapes, and I had to be practical about it. But wanted to tell you, I got two surprises for you. I have embedded in my gray world the 5-step grayscale: white, light gray, medium gray, dark gray, and the black. And since I'm calling this my gray world, I use this black right here, and I'm going to paint a little figure in there, a little figure in black paint. And the reason why I'm putting this guy in there is just for a sense of scale. You know, whenever you put in figures like this, it's a way of communicating sizes of environments. And so this guy is standing on top of the pillar of grayscale, and kind of running out of paint. Gotta get some more black. And finish this arm off. Yeah, so that's the guy. And actually, you know what? Since I call this my gray world, I'm gonna make that me, and I'm gonna put a little hat on it. So that's me. Anyway, so that's it. You can see that it's flat, opaque, graphic, edge control. Oops, I hit the camera. Edge control, and embedded in your image, grayscale, and gee, what else can I say? Have fun. It is a fun project, I think. Okay, guys, take care and be safe.